What's up, guys? Welcome to the Crypto Savvy channel. I'm Craig, and we are going to be going over Bitcoin as usual. We're also going to be taking a look at the Binance chart at the end. As you guys know, I like to use charts only. I don't really like to follow the news. I believe everything is in the charts. As you guys know, if you've been watching my videos, on December 2nd, I said to watch for a major crypto washout, much like the .com washout. And that chart is playing out almost beautifully. So by looking at the charts, we could see that there was going to be a big washout, and I don't think it's over, guys. I know a lot of people think it is, but I do not. I think we have much further downside for Bitcoin, and traditional markets, I believe, are going to be tanking also. Will that happen today? Maybe. Probably not, but, you know, very, very, very near future, I think we're going to see some very ugly things in all markets, guys. Before we begin, if you guys would, make sure you scroll down, smash that thumbs up. I'll wait a second while you do that. Seems to be people actually hit it when I give them a second. So also, if you would, leave your comments down below. Let me know what you think after seeing what I'm going to talk about on my Binance chart at the end. We're kind of going to look at what may be coming for Binance according to the charts. Just like FTX, you know, everybody thought that was a great exchange. Same thing with Binance. And now I'm not saying this is for sure, but Binance pretty much built itself the exact same way that FTX did. I don't think they're too big to fail. I'm going to show you in the charts what I've been seeing. And again, guys, I don't really care about what's going on in the news and stuff. I do believe the answers are in the charts. But anyways, let's get into it. Let's see what's going on. I hope everybody had a great Thanksgiving. Let me know how your Thanksgiving was below. Also, if you're going Black Friday shopping today, let me know. And you are a brave soul if you're doing that. I believe my wife is out doing that now. So let's get into it. Let's see what's going on in the charts. The Dow pre-markets right now are up 77. S&P's up 6. Nasdaq's up down 20. Now, this is what we've been looking at on the Dow, right? This is very important, guys, because this will be letting us know what is going to happen with Bitcoin. We're still showing this bearish divergence on the daily, right? We're in an uptrend. This is bearish divergence, lower highs in the RSI, higher highs in the price action. We've been talking about this being a possible ending fifth wave diagonal. It is looking like that's what's going on. But remember, there's always a chance we could come up and retap this top trend line here, which getting us up to just a little bit higher high here. Possibly, you know, we could see as high as the 34.6, 34.7 range, maybe. But this could turn around at any time, guys. Like I said, there is bearish divergence here. And if we go out to the weekly, we've been watching this also. The weekly, we have hidden bearish divergence. The weekly is in a downtrend. We have lower highs in the price action, higher highs in the RSI. That is hidden bearish divergence, guys. Just be cautious, be careful. I believe when this thing turns around, it's going to get ugly pretty quick, right? The DXY, we're getting a bounce right where we expected. Now, remember, we could still bounce below this 200 EMA a little bit. So if we get that pump in the Dow, and all this stuff goes together, guys, you can't just look at Bitcoin and try to figure out what Bitcoin's going to do. You need to look at the whole, all the markets as a whole, which I like to use the Dow. Some people like to use the S&P. The Dow is king in my opinion, and I believe that Bitcoin solely depends on traditional markets. Now, I know everybody is looking for the same cycle over and over in Bitcoin, the 4-year halving cycle. I believe that's gonna get squashed. And by getting squashed, I mean I don't think we're gonna see new all-time highs in this halving cycle, right? Because I believe in election cycles on all markets. But since the beginning of Bitcoin's creation, I cannot stress this enough. People do not talk about this. And ever since Bitcoin was created, traditional markets were in a bull run. Even with the Bitcoin's small correction, well, big corrections, 80%, whatever. The traditional markets were still in a bull run, right? I do believe that Bitcoin has just finished its first major bull run, and this is the first real bear market. We're going to talk about that. So anyways, we are getting our bounce here from the DXY. It is looking pretty bullish, but we have to get above the EMAs here. The AEMA is around 106,663. If we get above that, you know, we could rally pretty hard. But remember, there's always a chance we come down a little bit below this 200. Let me show you back in the 80s how much that 200 EMA means, right? So back here in the 80s, that 200 was support for a long time. Look how it rallied. If you guys look at my weekly DXY, right? The falling triangle or falling wedge, whatever you want to call it. You take a measured move of this. And in the long run, this looks like it's going to go set a new all-time high to 178 to 180. But first, our major resistance area is going to be this 122 level. We've had that target for a long time, and all that is the measured move of this rising channel that we broke out of and are now testing it for support. That gets us up to the 122. That's the measured move. I think we'll probably get a pullback there, and I believe Bitcoin will be at its false bottom there. We'll talk about that in this video also. Before we go through it though, if you guys are interested in trading, definitely check out Prime XBT, by far my favorite exchange. They don't trade against you. You don't get all the scam wicks like you get on all the scammy exchanges. Just remember, with all the stuff going on, be careful how much you have on any exchange. Only have on there what you are trading. By using my link down below, you can put in promo code Savvy50. It'll get you up to a $7,000 bonus. Savvy25 will get you 25% off your fees. They do help sponsor this channel, so I just want to put that out there. But so far, they are my favorite exchange. I've told you guys this for well over, it's been about 2 years now. Never had any problems with them. And yeah, check them out. Links down below. I'll leave a tutorial at the end. You can also trade for free on there up here in this contest section. You can trade free contests and actually win tradable money. So with zero risk on the exchange, you can actually win some money to trade with. So let's take a look at, this is the 4 hour, right? It does look like we are in a descending channel. We have tagged this again. Now, if the markets get another push up, we could get up to this, you know, 17,000 range. But I told you guys before, I don't think we'll break past this 18.2, most definitely. We'll take a look at that in the daily. But in the 4 hour, as you guys know, we did call the this top back here, right? I'll show you that in the daily. But let's look at our next targets. As you guys know, 14.5, that is my target on the weekly. I do think we're gonna eventually get there, and I think it's probably gonna be fairly soon, next, you know, few days, maybe week, maybe couple weeks. But I do think we are still getting there. Again, that's my weekly target. As you can see here, we're making higher highs in the RSI, lower highs in the price action, hidden bearish divergence in a downtrend. It's a continuation of the trend, right? As of right now, we're still playing around in these EMAs here. Let me get these fibs off of here. So once we come back down here, if we break this 15.4 level, I think we'll see that 14.5 pretty quick. Now remember, if that doesn't hold, we have lower targets. This being the measured move of the breakdown from here would get us to approximately 12.6, 12.7. That's if this breaks. I'm expecting a bounce at the 14.5, but again, if that does break, we could go down to this 12.6 range, and I still don't think that would be the bottom, right? Let's take a look at the daily. So this is on the daily. This is right here. We had a triangle, and the measured move got us to this 21.4, 21.5. We called that way before it happened. We got a rejection there. And I told you guys, if we broke through the 18.3, be careful. 14.5 was next. I still think we're headed there. But remember, if this breaks, I got the 12.6, 12.7 target below. And that is a possibility we get in there and then range for a little while. As you can see here on the daily, this trend line right here, we did get back above it. Let's see how it closes today. If this RSI trend line closes below, if the RSI closes below on the daily, that's super bearish, guys. I think we come back down to the bottom of this white trend line, which obviously has been here for a long time. I've been talking about that for a while. I do think once we hit this, that'll probably be our bounce area. 12.6 to 14.5 is where I'm looking for. 14.5 is major because of the weekly. I do think that we're going to get a bounce there. Again, if it breaks through, then look for 12.6 or 12.7. And I do believe we'll see our false bottom sometime in February or March, right in this area, 75 to 8,500, right? And then we'll get a huge rally up into maybe April or May, get back up to this 14.5 level, only to continue back down to the middle or end of next year, 38.5. And guys, be careful with the altcoins. I don't know that these altcoins are actually ever going to make a new all-time high. Most of them will probably disappear. So again, guys, just be careful. I know a lot of people get angry with that, and I do understand that a lot of people are way underwater, and that is where the anger comes from. So I'm just trying to warn you guys of what I've been seeing in the charts. Now, this chart is the daily chart that we were following back here. If you look back in my videos, I called these 5 waves exactly right up here. I did think 5 was going to go down further, and I did not think C was going to go up, but I called the structure 5 waves down, ABC up, fake bull rally to get everyone bullish again, everybody be calling 100,000 again, which what they were, only to come back down in a big way, right? And then we had all our targets hit down here. And if you look at where these bottom targets are, now this is kind of scary if you are a hodler, right? So let's take a measured move of this right here from the break of the trend down to the bottom, looking at this as a bear flag. Let me zoom in here. Take this over. That gets us our target of that 75 to 8,500, right? Which would be, you know, obviously a flagpole, bear flag. Now, if we take it all the way to the top, to the bottom here, and bring that down, that one is extremely ugly. That one gets down to about $1,500. I'm not saying it's going to go there for sure, but I do think this 35 to 4,500 is pretty much going to happen, in my opinion. Now, if we take a measured move from the break of this rising broadening wedge and bring that down, what does that get us? That gets that 17.7. I called that way back here when we were at 38,000. Actually, I called it when we were about 48,000. Called this top up here. And once we broke this, I said, look for 17.7. People called me crazy. Eventually, we hit it. Now, like I said, these targets don't happen in a day, guys. You got to have patience in these markets. And if you have patience and you've been watching this channel, you're doing pretty good. If you haven't, if you've been watching all the people calling the bottom all the way down, you're probably underwater, guys. Be careful who you're paying attention to out there. There's a lot of people that don't really understand markets acting like they do. But I drew this in, you know, I don't know, quite a while ago, that once we broke this, the next stop would be here. And I've given you guys as the timing on that. But this is that chart from December 2nd, right? Playing out beautifully. .com bubble, .com scam washout. Bitcoin, I called it the Bitcoin bubble just as a joke. Crypto scam washout. They are washing out. And the crypto scams aren't just the crappy coins, but also crappy exchanges, guys. Shady exchanges doing shady things. Like I said, we're going to take a look at the Binance chart compared to the FTX chart. It's going to be the FTT token compared to the BNB token. Pretty amazing stuff there, guys. I'll be getting to that in a minute, but I just want to talk about this a little more. As you can see, we had a false bottom here in March on this one. And all these dates, like the timing of these charts, are almost absolutely perfect. You had the big ABC correction here in Amazon, and then you had, and this is not an Elliott wave count, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is a bubble pop pattern. This is just the wave structure in a bubble pop pattern. Nothing to do with Elliott wave. Same thing we're getting here. We had our big 1, 2, forming 3 now. 3 should get us down to, actually it could go as low as, you know, 5,500. But I'm looking at 75 to 8,500. We'll see how it goes. If you guys are following the channel, I'll be keeping up on this. And that will be sometime in February or March. We'll get a huge rally. It'll be a 100% rally probably, up to maybe 12, 14,000, somewhere in there. Everyone will get bullish again, because what'll happen is, just like over here in Amazon, this weekly trend line on the RSI will break. But that's a fake out. It's a big bull trap. Now you could buy down here or long down here, you know, and then just trail with stop losses. And if it does keep going from there, great, you're in. But I do believe that it is going to come back down. It's going to probably rally just like this did up until April, maybe May, and then continue back down into September, middle or end of next year to do the real bottom. And when this false bottom happens, I'm looking for a break of this trend line on the RSI, just like we had here. And you can even look at the MACD down here. I'm not a fan of the MACD, but even the MACD is playing out the exact same, guys. So many similarities here. You cannot invalidate this chart. If we break this 55 EMA, and that right now currently is at about 28.3, you break that, and then we can look at some invalidation here. But so far, so good on this chart. Here's another look at it in the bigger picture. If it plays out like Amazon did, the .com bubble here, if the Bitcoin bubble plays the same, right, it's going to wash out all the scams. A lot of these crap coins and securities will be screwed. There's a video out, I think it's Mark Moss is his name. Check it out. He's got the same view, but he goes into how he thinks it's going to happen. As you guys know, I like to watch the charts. So if this does play out, look for the middle end of 2023 to be around this 35 to 4,500. Then we get a big rally, right? This is where everyone will be screaming, bottoms in, 200, 300, 400,000 Bitcoin incoming by the end of the year. This is the halving bull rally, new all-time highs coming, and we'll probably get to around the 35 to 45,000 in the middle or end of 2025. Huge correction because of 4-year cycle, right? Down to maybe 15 to 20,000 middle of 2028, then rally up again for the halving cycle, 55 to 65K middle or end of 2029 to come all the way back down to, you know, 25 to 35K again in 2030 and then rally up. It took 10 years for Amazon to break the all-time high. We may see that for Bitcoin. Again, none of this is financial advice. I'm showing you what I'm seeing in the charts. You make your own decisions. Let me know what you think about that down below. Also, here's another quick view. This is the weekly Amazon in blue. This is Bitcoin over here. We've been following this, and it has been playing out to the T, guys. To the T. You cannot deny it. I'm just putting this out there to try to warn people. Take the warning. Hate me. Do whatever you want. I'm just sharing what I'm seeing in the charts. Now, we're going to take a look at the FTT token against the Binance token. Same type things. Like I said, I believe that Binance was doing the exact same stuff that FTX was doing. If you guys remember, when new coins would come out in 2017 and 18, they would dump real hard. Binance was the big boy coming up in the game, just like FTT or FTX. Here's the FTX chart right on the daily. You can see the similarities here. Is this what is coming for Binance over here in the next, you know, 3 to 6 months, somewhere in that range? It's definitely a possibility, guys. Be careful out there. The similarities here are scary. Luna also looked like this up at the top. Like the day before it crashed, I made a video. I didn't think it was going to go as low as it did, but it was 100 and some bucks, and I was calling for 30, and it obviously we know what happened with that. But guys, chart patterns are huge. I do believe all your answers are in the charts. Playing the charts is much safer than waiting on news, believing news, or, you know, just be careful out there, guys. I cannot stress it enough. And again, make sure you smash those thumbs up, share the video, get it out there. If people would have shared these more since December 2nd, a lot more people would have at least had a chance to not lose a lot of their money while everybody else was telling them to hodl and buy every little dip that just kept on dipping. Anyways, thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you in the next video. Don't forget to smash the like, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Make sure your notification bells are ticked so you get my notifications when I post new videos. Also, go up top, check these videos out, and I'm out of here. Take it easy, guys.